how to structure a deal so you don't have to put any money down, right? That's always the big question. So for example, let's just say that, I don't know, you find this 10 unit building and the guy wants like 50K a door, right? So your total purchase price would be like 500K. Once you kind of look at the numbers and look at what the property is running at, you could probably pay like 46 or 47 maybe, to make your numbers really make sense. But the owner's kind of stuck on that 50K a door, which is fine. What you can do, you can try to offer the owner of that building just kind of two options, right? And I'm kind of making this video because we're literally doing this right now. So you could offer him his selling price of 500K, as long as he would be able to kind of carry back 100K, right? So that would mean you get a mortgage for 400K. Let's say that the mortgage company would fund 80% of the purchase price, and then the owner would fund 100K. So essentially, I mean, you might be out of pocket some things like closing costs and all that stuff, but essentially, instead of having to bring 100K to the table and then some, you would only have to bring maybe closing costs or whatever, right? And that's enticing for them because they end up earning more interest on that 100K for X amount of years, which a lot of people like, right? And you obviously put a term and an interest rate on that 100K, so that way it's a good incentive for them to take it. The other option, same with, or similar to the first option, is you try to get a purchase under a land contract, and you always go for as little to no money down as possible. And a lot of apartment owners will take that sort of deal just because a lot of them are maybe older, right? And they don't want to deal with the headaches anymore. They don't want to deal with tenants. They don't want to deal with things breaking. They don't want to deal with maintenance. They don't want to deal with calls. They don't want to deal with any of that stuff anymore, right? But they've been getting this kind of cash flow this whole time, and they're used to it and they like the cash flow. And maybe they don't have where to put that lump sum of money, right? So maybe some people would take that. So I always offer both of those options, along obviously with a just straight up purchase. It really depends, I guess, on what the owner wants and what they need to get out of it. You know, some people just want to sell the 1031 into another deal, but this deal that I'm kind of talking about here, the owner he's got a whole bunch of deals, or he's got a whole bunch of buildings, and I want to pay what he is asking for this, even though it's a little above what I think it's worth at where it's at now. There's, of course, huge upside in the deal, which makes sense, right? But to me, I kind of want to pay the price that he's asking for it, just because if we build a good working relationship on this deal, maybe I'll be able to buy his other two deals, which his other two deals is a 40 unit and a 60 unit, right? So, you know, maybe you start off small and then you end up with 100 something units from the same guy. And if you can owner finance it, the whole thing with putting zero money down, that'd be crazy. That'd be like the deal of the century, right? But that's just kind of one simple example. I just came to mind because I'm literally doing it right now. The guy hasn't accepted or denied it yet, but if he accepts it, then we can talk about it more. But those are kind of just two options. The options of doing this kind of creative financing stuff are literally infinity, right? It's as creative as you can get, and it's, as long as it's beneficial to you, and obviously you need it to be beneficial for the seller. You could really make anything work as long as the buyer and seller agree on the terms. But just quick two options that popped in my mind because we put in LOIs with those options today. And if you have any questions, make sure to let me know. Have a good one.